When you think of the most iconic mage spell in World of Warcraft, what do you think of? Exactly, Frostbolt. That's why I'm going to be trying to level up in WoW Classic using only Frostbolt. The rules. Obviously, no spells of any kind other than Frostbolt. I'm not even going to buy any spells other than Frostbolt from the Mage Trainer. I'm also banning wands. Auto attacks are okay, but I'll try to avoid them where possible. This is a self-found run, which means no trading with other people, whether buying or selling, including the auction house. The only exception to this rule is that I can buy enchanting rods. Finally, no add-ons that help me in any tangible way. Questy, for example, is not allowed. I picked a gnome mage for this challenge because they have some extra intellect, and they look pretty cool. I went for the obvious name first, but that was taken. Luckily, I was hit with a stroke of genius.
As a gnome of proud standing, it falls to you to answer the challenge and lead your curious people to a brighter future.
When I started this challenge, I honestly forgot that mages don't actually start with Frostbolt. So the first mini challenge of the challenge began, trying to level up using only auto attacks. I realised immediately that this was going to take a while, and after a few brutal bludgeoning sessions, I hit level 2. Hooray! And I was excited to purchase rank 1 of Frostbolt. Level 4. You don't get Frostbolt until level 4. I guess it was time to really lock in. A few kills away from level 4 with the confidence of a much larger gnome, I died. Ouch. I obviously marked that wolf for death, and after a few more kills, I finally hit level 4. With the Frostbolt securely on my action bar, it was revenge time. The rest of the starting zone was pretty easy now that I could actually cast a spell, and I made quick work of the main troll. Brick near the cold got even colder, you know what I mean. Because the Frostbolt. A quick tram ride to Stormwind and questing in Elwynn Forest began, where I arrived at the famous Lion's Pride Inn in Goldshire to accept my first human quest, along with a few others. After doing some quests and gaining a few levels, it was time to venture deep into a kobold-infested mine in search of a family heirloom. Turns out that fighting inside a cramped cave is very difficult when you only have one spell. Death number 2. As Albert Einstein said, the definition of insanity is repeating the same actions and expecting different results. But Albert Einstein clearly didn't play World of Warcraft. A lucky level up saves the day and turns this insane gnome mage into a victorious gold-tooth slaying hero. Just when I thought I was out of the danger zone, I was challenged by a fellow gnome to a duel while I was handing in my quests. Safe to say that didn't go well. After recovering from this massive ego hit, I carried on questing and hit level 10. That's right, talent time. I decided to go for improved Frostbolt, because more Frostbolt equals more good. With this increase in power, it was time to fight bovine royalty in a field of orange and green. Yes, I'm talking about Princess the Boar.
I can't drink anymore yet.
I successfully failed. Either way, with the ring in my possession and my death count to 3, I decided it was time to fight the other 2 bosses in Elwynn Forest. Up first was the main man himself, Hogger. And as expected, he kicked my face in. Until a hero came and saved the day, a human warrior named Rahan. What a legend. Hogger being defeated meant that only one boss remained, Morgan the Collector, and his gang of little freaks. I was joined by Bojo Noja, who just happened to be there at the same time as me. But Morgan didn't spawn, and good old Bojo abandoned me in my time of need. Typical. I took matters into my own hands, taking down the enemy mage first, followed by Morgan himself, using totally legit, non-cheesy tactics. With all the normal quests in Elwynn done, I quickly filled a bottle with dirty lake water for the mages in the Mage's Tower, who rewarded me with my first green item, the lay staff.
Have a good one.
A green item and a yearning for adventure brought me to Westfall, the place where dreams go to die. Apparently it's also where no mages go to die, 3 times in rapid succession. I headed to Sentinel Hill to grab some more and hopefully easier quests. The first quest I managed to finish was the infamous Westfall stew, which cleared some much needed inventory space. Feeling confident from completing the stew quest and giving some local gnolls a good beating, I tried my luck with Benny Blanco, who I have now named Benny the Bruiser. After 2 more deaths, I gave up with Benny and moved on to a different quest, securing myself a new 4-slot bag. Fantastic. If I couldn't kill the big bad Benny Blanco, then I was going to kill the next best thing, his friends. I then moved on to 2 quests in one, the dreaded Defias Pillagers / Looters quest that scares even the fiercest WoW players, who just so happened to be guarding a special heirloom. My first attempt at getting the heirloom went as expected. It actually shocked me at how fast they peppered me. I'm starting to realise at this point how hard Frostbolt only actually is. Killing them was out of the question, so I made my tiny gnome body as small as I could and tried to sneak inside the house instead. Mission accomplished. Trying to prove to myself that I'm actually a great WoW player, I did this. Yeah, you can't hit me with a fireball, you stupid. Oh. You just beat me with a stick instead. Cool. Just when I was thinking about leaving Westfall, I unlocked something very special. Now that I had the next rank of Frostbolt, I couldn't give up on Westfall, so I went back and did a slightly easier quest instead. I'm certain at this point I should just give up, and I probably would have. But then, my luck changed. A human warlock with a big blue knight in shining armour rolled in to save the day. Result. After recording this video, I learned you can just grab the compass through the wall and never fight Benny the Bruiser at all. Fantastic. With that quest finally completed, along with a few more, it was time to travel back to our homelands to visit Loch Modan for some easier quests. Nothing exciting really happened in Loch Modan apart from some level ups, and I quickly moved on to Redridge. To be honest, it went pretty smoothly in Redridge too, apart from one death early on and a death I'm not even sure I should count. I mean, come on, look at that. Unlocking the talents Permafrost and Frostbite made enemies slower for longer, with a chance of freezing completely in place, helping me a lot for most enemies. Returning to Westfall, now much more powerful. We killed some big bad Defias boys for our final level of this video. And with level 20, I immediately Hearthstone back to Stormwind to unlock our first Frostbolt upgrade since level 14. That is huge. Thanks for watching part 1 of this challenge. Come back for part 2 to see how big of an upgrade that next rank of Frostbolt really is.
It's been fun.